Okay guys, now I have a pretty interesting video I want to make here today. I just want to talk about some similarities amongst these 4 different languages. We have, excuse me, we have Turkish, Farsi, Korean, and Japanese. Many of you already know that there are a lot of similarities in terms of grammar amongst these 4 languages. Alright? So, I want you guys to see and tell me which ones you think are more similar. Of course, we know Korean and Japanese, those 2 languages by themselves, they're very, very similar in grammar. But as far as between Turkish and Farsi, from this group compared to this group over here, Korean and Japanese, which one do you think is a lot more similar? Like, for example, do you think Turkish is more similar to Korean, or do you think Farsi is more similar to Korean? You guys let me know what you think about that. Okay? So, yeah. So we know that all these languages here, all 4 of them, they're all SOV languages. Okay? If you don't know what SOV is a subject. SOV is subject, object, verb. This is the construction for all 4 of these languages. Okay? That's one thing that makes them similar. Another thing, they all use this object marking. Okay, first of all, let me go ahead and read a couple of these sentences, show you guys the order. So, Turkish, we have Türkçeyi öğreniyorum galiba. Türkçeyi öğreniyorum galiba. And we have belki Türkçeyi öğreniyorum. Okay, did I use that? Okay. Belki Türkçeyi öğreniyorum. Okay. So Türkçeyi öğreniyorum galiba. So this is just saying that perhaps I will, or perhaps I will study Turkish. Okay. And this belki and galiba, they both mean the same. They both mean like perhaps, probably, and you can put it at the end like that or at the beginning. Okay, and they do the same thing in Korean and in Japanese, but Farsi, they don't really do that. They don't put like the perhaps at the end. Okay, so Türkçeyi öğreniyorum galiba. Belki Türkçeyi öğreniyorum. Okay, now let me go to the Farsi one. So mumkin است که زبان فارسی را خواهم خوند. Okay, so ممکن است که زبان فارسی را خواهم خوند. So this is perhaps here. ممکن است که, probably, perhaps. ممکن است که زبان فارسی را خواهم خوند. Should be this here. Alright. Okay, so like I said, they don't have a probably at the end. But as you can see, the grammar is similar. So ممکن است که زبان فارسی را خواهم خوند. So خواهم خوند, that's this here is the verb. You will, or I will study. I will study. And in here, you can see the verb at the end of Türkçe öğreniyorum. I will study. Öğreniyorum. Okay. Now let's check out Korean. We have the one with the perhaps. Okay. So 아마 한국어를 공부합니다. 아마 한국어를 공부합니다. So 아마 is perhaps. Okay, 아마 is perhaps. Now, how about the end? Did I write it? So 저는 한국어를 공부할 거예요. 전 한국어를 공부할 거예요. like that. 전 한국어를 공부할 거예요. So here, this is a probably. 할 거예요. Probably going to study Korean. Okay, so you have probably at the beginning and at the end. And again, subject, 한국어 subject, 한국어 is the subject, Korean, 공부합니다. This is the verb. Okay? Or actually, 한국어 will be the object. Okay, they'll be the object, the verbs at the end. Alright? So, Japanese now. So let's look at this one. Let's see. 私は日本語を勉強します。私は日本語を勉強します。I didn't write the perhaps up here, but they had at Japanese they have at the beginning this word. Tabun. Tabun is perhaps. So you could say tabun 日本語を勉強します。私は多分日本語を勉強します。Perhaps I'm going to study Japanese. Okay? Now at the end, just like the other ones I showed you, you can use this one here. You can use desho or daro. Desho or daro. So you can say 私は日本語を勉強するでしょう。私は日本語を勉強するでしょう or だろう。私は日本語を勉強するだろう。So now you see that they use that perhaps at the beginning and at the end in Japanese, in Turkish, and in Korean, but not Persian. Okay? So, object marking. So in Turkish they use, they go by vowel harmonization. So this here, Turkçeyi, this is the object marker here, E. Let me find another one. It's Turkçeyi. Okay. So Turkçeyi. So E is the object marker. And the reason why Y is here is because you already have a vowel. Turkçe, you can't put them together. So it's Turkçe, you use the Y and then put the I. Okay? So this E here is just like in Farsi's Ra. It's just like that one. Object marking. Just like Korean's Rul. Same stuff. Just like Japanese O. See that? So all of these languages here, they have this object marking. They all use that. Okay. So which language here do you think is more similar to Korean out of Farsi and Turkish? Okay. So we talked about the object marking similarities, the grammar, the SOV, how they use perhaps at the beginning and at the end. Let's see here. Okay, let's talk about the future tense now. Now Turkish is, I would say Turkish is more similar to Korean in this aspect. Why? Because first of all, when you say öğreniyorum, that can mean that you're actually studying, or you will study, or you study in general. öğreniyorum, okay? In Korean, they use, let me see, where is it? 공부합니다. So 공부합니다. Okay? When you say 공부합니다, that means that you study in general or you're going to study. Okay? That's just like Turkish, öğreniyorum. Alright? Now, they have in another, okay, in Turkish, when you say öğrenirim, it's the same. But I would say that this one is less formal, öğrenirim, and it's similar to the Korean's heyo. This right here. When you say heyo, So when you say 공부, when you say 공부해요, when you say 공부해요, you saying that it's the same as saying 공부합니다, but it's less formal. Okay. So 해요 is just like öğrenirim. You see how it's different? öğreniyorum, and now it's öğrenirim. It's just like the Koreans 해요. Okay, now Japanese. Okay, first of all, Farsi doesn't have this. Okay, Farsi doesn't have this. They don't have this unique aspect. So they just have one way in Farsi, like dadas mi khanam. Damn, I forgot it again. Dadas mi khanam. Like dadas mi khanam, I study in general, or I'm going to, but they don't change it. Okay, so dadas mi khanam, mi khanam. I'm going to study. So I guess I could say this is similar to, like, as far as meaning. If you say daras mi khanam, that means that I study in general, or I'm going to study. Okay, but they just have one way. All right. Another one here. Let's see, Japanese. So same here with Japanese. Benkyou shimasu. Benkyou shimasu. Okay, benkyou shimasu. When you say benkyou shimasu, that means that you're going to study, or you study in general. You're going to study, or you study in general. Shimasu is, that's what shimasu is. You do it in general, or you're going to do it. Now, this change here, öğrenirim, and in the heyo, Japanese has the same thing. It's just like they say, let me see. It's the teimasu. It's the teimasu. When Japanese say they're doing something, it's teimasu. Teimasu. Benkyou shiteimasu. I'm studying. Benkyou shiteimasu. This will be similar to like öğreniyorum. Öğreniyorum. Now, if you want to do the öğrenirim, the heyo, then it will be teiru. Teiru. Okay, it's the same. So all three of those languages, they have that same thing. They got that same thing going on. So teiru. Okay, benkyou shiteiru. Now, what else we have here? Okay, future tense. Now, let's take it further. More future tense stuff. This here makes Korean and Turkish very, very similar, because Japanese doesn't have this. Okay, Japanese doesn't have this. Now, when there's another way for creating the future tense in Turkish, and I've written it here. So öğreneceğim, öğreneceğim, öğreneceğim. That means that you're going to study. You see, I know we said before that öğreniyorum and öğrenirim, that also means you're going to study, you're doing in general, but this one here is another way. Öğreneceğim. And this ecek is from ecek. It's from ecek. Okay, it's from ecek. And then, like, you have, look at the Korean one I'm going to show you. Okay. Korean, where is it? I wrote it down here. Okay, here it is. So 하려고 합니다. 하려고 합니다. You're going to do it. Now, see, before we said 합니다, 공부합니다, means that you're going to study. But it's like Turkish, they have another way. So it's 하려고, you add this 하려고 합니다. 하려고 means that you're going to do it. So 하려고 합니다. Then they have this other one, 하겠습니다. 하겠습니다 also means that you're going to do it. 하겠다. 하겠어요. 하겠어요. Okay? Very similar to Turkish. Alright? Now, what about Farsi? Okay? Now Farsi, what did they do for their future tense? Now they also do something here. Now here we have ممكن از که زبان فارسی را خواهم خوند. Okay? زبان فارسی را درس میخوانم. So we said before that this meant that you study Farsi in general, or you're going to. Now, this one here is the same, but there's a slight change. Chacham, you got chacham, chund. That means that you will. Okay, you will do it. Chacham, chund. Or I will, I'm sorry. I will. Chacham, chund. I will study. Okay, so they have that. So I guess you could say that that is similar to Turkish and Persian and Korean. Okay, now Japanese, unfortunately, they don't have something like that. They don't have a change like this. They only have one way for the future tense, and that's shimasu. The masu form period is the only way for future tense. If I'm wrong, if there are any other ways, you guys let me know. But as far as I know, there aren't any other ways in Japanese how to indicate future tense, unless you mention something in the future, like milai or something like that. Okay, now, yeah, that's it for those. And what else? What else do we need to compare here? Oh, I need to compare something with. Now, this is between Turkish and Farsi here. This, they don't have this in Korean or Japanese. Okay, here I have. Let's see, man as. Let's see, man as khundan, yeah, man as khundan, kitab, hoshamiyaid. Manas khundan kitab hoshamiyaid. Hoshamiyaid. So this means that I like to read books. Okay? Now let's look at the Turkish one. Kitaplar okumaden hoşlandım. Kitaplar okumaden hoşlandım. Now I'm gonna show you why these are similar. First of all, az. And in Turkish we have den. They both mean from. Okay, they both mean from. So, kitaplar okumaden hoşlandım. I like to read books. So I found that very interesting how they use the from here when they're talking about liking something. Hoşlandım, I like. So from the books, so kitaplar kitaplar okumaden. So to read the books, or from, like to read the books from, I like them, or I like it. Same here. It's from reading the books, hoshamiyaid. I like it. So those are similar. They don't have this in Korean and Japanese. Okay. So yeah, what other similarities do we have here? What's on this board? Oh, yeah, some more similarities between Korean and Turkish. Okay, so look at this. Dil lisanı öğrenin insanlar. Dil lisanı öğrenin insanlar. 언어를 공부하는 사람. 언어를 공부하는 사람. So dil lisanı öğrenin insanlar. This means people who are learning language. People who are learning language. Same here. 언어를 공부하는 사람. The people who are learning language. Now, what are the similarities here? I'm going to show you. This is, first of all, we talked about this before, this object marking, rul, and this is the one here for Turkish, object marking. And then kombuhana. Now, this is where we want to look at here. Orenin. This is like a relative, and I thought that was very interesting because it's the same in Korean. See, orenin insanlar, hanan saram, kombuhanan saram. So the people who are studying, orenin insanlar, the people who are studying. It's the same. En nun. Okay. So these are both relatives. That's what those are. All right. And then of course, you see saram is people and insanlar is people. Same grammar. Okay. So what do we have here? Turkçeyi öğreniyorum. öğrenirim. 한국어를 공부합니다. 공부해요. I already talked about these. Like Turkçeyi öğreniyorum, like I will study, or I'm studying or study in general, or I am studying. Öğrenirim. This is similar to the Koreans 공부해요. Pretty much the same. 공부합니다. öğreniyorum. We talked about that before. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. And yeah, which, like, to you guys, do you think Turkish is more similar to Korean or Farsi? Which one of those are more similar? We already know Japanese and Korean are very similar in terms of grammar and vocabulary, but from this group, which one do you think is more similar to, like, Korean and Japanese? I would say Turkish. Definitely Turkish. Okay, definitely. Most definitely Turkish is. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I just thought it would be interesting to share that with you guys. Those of you who are studying, if you guys are studying like Korean or Japanese, but you've never studied Turkish or Farsi, I will advise you to go ahead and play around with these two languages, because you're going to find some similarities and it's fun. So, vice versa, if you study Turkish or Farsi, but you've never studied Korean or Japanese, definitely give these a try. It'll be worth your time. So, that's pretty much it for this video. And yeah, again, which one of these languages do you guys think are like very similar? I will say Turkish and Korean from this group. Turkish is more similar to Korean than Farsi. Okay, although Farsi has some similarities with Korean, but I think Turkish is more close. Alright, okay, that's it for this video. Thanks for viewing.